Hello and welcome to the couch. Today I'm joined with my lovely co-host Ewan Grant,
Oh, thanks.
and we're going to be talking. Well, we did our first, I guess, official mock draft. This is not your mock draft, first mock draft ever.
No, no,
You
we
do
did.
them in class
Oh my
constantly.
god. Yeah, it's
I look over at your screen and I completely tune out whatever's happening to watch you draft the same six players for the Bears over and over again. Um, but before we get into that, how are you today? How are you?
I'm all right. It's a Saturday, you know.
Yeah.
Not much going on.
the the weather's not great. I mean, it's nice out right now, but it's
It's
supposed to
really
be bad,
gloomy. Doomy and
and it's
gloomy.
supposed to be bad tomorrow.
It's supposed to rain like tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday, I think.
Yeah,
Just all day.
and my girlfriend Kenzie, she showed me like she sent me a screenshot of like the weather app this morning, like AccuWeather, and it was like looking at tomorrow, and she was it says devastating tornadoes, and she's like, I've literally never seen it say devastating tornadoes. Yeah,
Oh
and
my
she
god.
has a big fear of storms, and that just made it. That was just the cherry on top. After, yeah, like,
It's gonna be a rough Sunday.
yeah, it's gonna be a rough Sunday, but like, I feel bad for her. It's gonna stink. It's gonna stink, but it'll all be good.
How are you doing?
Huh?
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Uh, Troubleshooting's always fun, and it's been a long week. The sty, I had a giant sty on my eye all week, and it's finally clearing up. But let's just go ahead and get into it.
Yeah.
I'm excited. We got about a month until the draft, right? A day.
Yeah, like just
Maybe a
under a
day or
month, I
two.
think.
Yeah, whenever this is up, it'll be a day or two uh later. But yeah, it's about a month. I'm excited. I think most of the free agency stuff is done. I think the one move that like the last domino to fall would be Aaron Rodgers to the
Yeah.
Steelers.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going down there, and they really don't have a QB on the roster, and I
No.
think they're gonna have to.
Hey, maybe Mason Rudolph kind of Geno Smith type of thing happens.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mason Rudolph. No, uh, but I'm
wait, is
excited.
he even on the Steelers anymore?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
he's their only quarterback on the
I
roster.
thought it was either him or someone else.
No, it's just Mason Rudolph. But so the way we did this is we kind of combined ours because we don't want to be sitting here for 7 hours talking about our
Yeah.
entire full mock drafts. But we did 3 rounds. So I did the first 16 for each round, and he did the last 16 for each round, except for the third round that we did. There was a little
It was because a compensatory
picks.
pick
Yeah,
that we maybe did. I think we did 21 each or something,
yeah,
or
something like that. So
yeah.
we'll go through. I'll put the stuff on the screen so you can see the full. But we're only gonna talk about a few for each, and I'm ready if you are.
I'm ready.
All right, so I had the first 16, and I think the top two picks are kind of assumed to happen at this point. I think we've heard
Yeah.
a lot about Cam Ward going to the Titans and Abdul Carter being who the Browns are going to take. Um, and then I have Travis Hunter going at 3, just because of the recent news of Russell Wilson. I think that the Giants are going to aim either later in the draft or just stick it out this season and assume they're going to stink. Um, but then going down a few later, I got Mason Graham going to the Patriots, Will Campbell going to the Titans, and then number 6, I got the Raiders taking.
Jags, you mean?
Who did I say?
Titans.
Sorry, yeah, I meant I have the Patriots taking Mason Graham, and then the Jags taking Will Campbell at 5. But then at 6, I have the Raiders taking Ashton Genty. I think that
Breaking
with
my heart.
yeah, I definitely will break Bears fans' hearts as Ashton Genty goes that early. But I think this is a great fit. I think that there aren't really any receivers here for the Raiders to, you know, take and feel comfortable, um, using that value to get a receiver there. Like, I don't think Abuka is going to go that high. I don't think that um, who's the other guy?
You don't like Tedero McMillan?
Yeah, Tedero McMillan,
You can just call him T Mac.
T Mac.
Whatever.
The I like him. I just don't think he's going 6. And I think that Ashton Genty's kind of those generational talents. He's really, really good, and I think that you saw last year they didn't have a running back all year. They traded
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs, expected somebody else to step up. They didn't. Um, I think that this is a great place to kind of round out the offense a little bit, um, and maybe take some of the pressure away from Geno. Uh, because I mean, right now he doesn't really have any weapons. He has Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
he doesn't have anything outside of that. And I think that there are no receiving weapons right now to take. So I could see them going offensive line as well. But I think
Yeah.
Genty is the best pick in my opinion because of the production at Boise State and I just like the fit. I think he's kind of a Vegas guy. Like he just seems he's gonna be staying on that side of the USA. Uh, I don't know why, but the fit there with um Pete Carroll seems to fit. Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just lines up in my mind. So that's the first kind of big standout one for me is Ashton Jeanty to the Raiders.
I think the justification is the same if he were to fall to the Bears. It's just he's so good,
Yeah,
and
and
despite we could use a tackle, but he's so good.
but I think it's a little different just because of you guys don't really have as many needs on the defense. Like
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
defense is a little more well rounded than the Raiders, but I do think that this is going to be a situation where the Raiders are in a weird position where the top five guys are gone. Like
Yeah,
legitimately,
yeah,
the
yeah.
top five guys are gone. You're at six. Take the guy who you have no idea where he's gonna go.
Yeah.
So take the guy that's kind of the best available, and then go from there. And then I have the Jets taking Arman Mimbow, and then my second surprising pick is the Panthers taking Jalen Walker. Um, a linebacker out of Georgia. I really like him. I will say I kind of got this idea from my friend Carson, who's a Panthers fan. We were talking in the car, and we were talking about like, well, I think Mason Graham might fall, and we were kind of saying like, okay, well, if Mason Graham doesn't fall, who we wanted to take, we were kind of discussing that, and he brought up Jalen Walker, and I think it's a great idea. 6.5 sacks, 11 tackles for loss, and the second highest athlete score out of the linebackers of the combine. And
He plays outside linebacker. Yes.
yes, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I really like this pickup. I think it provides one a more rounded out defense. You have Morig and J.C. Horn in the secondary. You have
Yep.
Derek Brown in the front four, and then you can extend that front seven and include Walker, and then you just have all the layers of the defense filled. And I think it fills them out a lot more, especially if you're one of the worst defenses. I
Yeah.
think they're going to be going defense the first three rounds,
Yeah.
and I think that this is the guy that you can get the best value on, and you're going to get a lot of production from him as well. Um, they also need an edge rusher. Edge rusher. I think that's the other like big thing of, like they need somebody who is like a Mike Green. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that Walker is not necessarily. I think he's not just an edge rusher. I think he's a little more of both. But I could really see that the Panthers taking him
Hmm.
and that working out. And then at 9, I have the Saints taking Will Johnson. I think their cornerback room is a little messed up, and
I mean, without Lattimore, I mean,
yeah, I mean they just got rid of Lattimore. I think Will Johnson's a decent pick there, especially with Mimbow and Will Johnson out, and that leaves the last tackle, the last premier tackle, I would say, Kelvin Banks going to the Bears at 10, and this is another one of my big picks, and I really like Kelvin Banks. Watching him in the college football playoffs, he played great. A 6'4", 320, ranked 10th in athletic score for tackles, and won the Lombardi Award for the best offensive line.
hmm
I I think that Holes in the Bears want to beef up this nightmare of an offensive line over the last 3 years.
yeah,
I mean, if I'm the Bears, I want to take everything in my power to get the fear of getting sacked out of Caleb Williams' head.
hmm
And I think that knowing that you have a future in protecting him is worth it. And because Genty's on the board, I mean, who are you going to take? I don't think that they take an edge rusher here. I don't think it's that big of a need for them to do that. And I think
yeah.
right now they need to focus on making Caleb Williams feel comfortable and planning for the future because he is their future.
I like this pick too. I like Kelvin Banks. I see him a lot as a potential pick at 10, so I wouldn't mind taking Banks either.
Yeah, and I think again, edge rusher is another thing that the Bears could use. But I think that it's so deep and that there's a few guys later on that
Oh, there's guys we could get at 39 and 41 that I would
yeah,
be absolutely.
especially with the two highest second round picks. It's like
Yeah.
this is go get the guy that you like right now and see who falls to you then. Uh, and then at 11, I think is my next. Yeah, this is my next uh big or not big pick, but surprising pick I want to talk about. Shamar Stewart to the 49ers. And I'm not the biggest fan of Shamar Stewart. I think that this is one of the guys who I was talking to my Panthers buddy, and we weren't really high on Shamar. I think the lack of protections is a big red flag.
Yeah.
But he does have all the like athletic scores. Like he has all the athletic abilities that you want, and I think that if you're able to develop him and get him fine tuned, but especially putting someone on the other side of the line with him can cause a lot of nightmares for offensive line. So I think that the 49ers, who were looking this offseason to pair up somebody with Nick Bosa, uh, are going to come here and get an edge rusher and try and, make him learn through playing with Nick Bosa. And I don't think it's a bad idea. And all the premier tackles are gone. And I think that's the other thing they really want to hit on is getting like a backup plan for
Trent Williams.
yes, Trent
Yeah.
Williams. And I'm really worried about Shamar. I don't necessarily the lack of production is scary, but I think he has such a high ceiling that this is worth the pick. So yeah, that's my last big standout one. Well, I'll just go through the rest. I got the Cowboys taking oh, that's the third round. No, I had the Cowboys taking Tyler Booker. Definitely need to improve that guard spot. Malachi Starks for the Dolphins at 13. Tyler Warren at 14 to the Colts. Mikael Williams at 15 for the Falcons, and then James Pierce at 16 to the Cardinals. And now you can go ahead and go through yours.
All right. All right. Starting at 17 with the Bengals, I have the Bengals taking Derek Harmon. That defense is atrocious outside of Trey Hendrickson, who may sit out the year because they just cannot negotiate a contract with him. So I just have him taking a D tackle here, beefing up that D line. 18, I have the Seahawks taking Tedero McMillan. Okay, they signed Cooper Kupp. How long is that going to last? He was injured last year. He's older.
Yeah.
They need a receiver now that DK is gone to pair up alongside like JSN, who could turn out to be a pretty good wide receiver one, but I love the ceiling of Tedero McMillan. I think it's a steal to get him at 18 here.
And is this one of the guys you're going to talk about? Because I won't.
Oh no.
Okay. Then I'll wait.
Okay. 19, I have the Buccaneers taking Siobhan Ravel, corner out of East Carolina. 20, I have the Broncos taking Matthew Golden, receiver out of Texas. They just need receiver help. Cortland Sutton needs a partner in crime. 21, if I'm the Steelers GM, I am a very, very, very happy man right now because the consensus number 2 quarterback in this draft class has fallen all the way to me at 21. And I know that Aaron Rodgers is not the guy anymore. We'll sign him.
Yeah.
We'll probably sign him, but I think he'll end up being a bridge guy. And I think if Shedeur Sanders falls this far, Steelers are taking him because Aaron Rodgers is not getting them Super Bowl. He's not. And if they have confidence in Shedeur, they'll take him here at 21, and they will have him sit behind Rodgers for a year. They'll do the smart thing, and they'll let him sit behind a vet, and then they'll hopefully have their franchise guy.
I will say, like, I think that's a great plan. There has been the history of like bridge quarterbacks not working sometimes, and I think that's one of the things that it is a worry, especially for like the Giants too. Like if you're taking a quarterback later on, it's like that's not the strategy is in theory smart, but it doesn't always work because fans become impatient, coaches become impatient, GMs and owners become impatient.
I just think at 21, having Shedeur there is just too much value to pass on for them.
And I don't think it's a bad idea. I just think that the distinction between the number 1 and number 2.
Oh, there's a giant gap.
There's
a giant gap
big.
between
It's like
Cam Ward and
I honestly believe that because if the Steelers don't take him here, I don't know who takes him here until the Giants at 34.
No one else needs a quarterback here.
The only player, only team I could think is the Rams.
Maybe
if they're like,
hey, or the Packers could do it again.
or the Packers. But like, those are the two teams where I'm like, maybe.
I mean, the Browns could take him at 33.
The Browns could,
but
but also, I mean, the Giants could also always trade up just a little bit. I mean, they're right there, and I'm pretty sure they have 2 third-round picks, so they have some leeway in moving up.
Yeah,
especially in this draft.
Yeah.
So I think Shedeur. That's the obvious, like, because of the Russell Wilson stuff and Aaron Rodgers not being there. I think that Shadur is you've got it right for right now.
Yeah.
But I could see that changing a lot.
On to 22, the Chargers are taking Tyleik Williams, D tackle out of Ohio State. 23, the Packers are taking Emeka Egbuka. They desperately need wide receiver help. They have, and I'm not just saying this as a Packers hater, as a Bears fan, they have 3 wide receiver threes.
Yeah.
No one on that offense at receiver is like a bona fide one. Has never been a bona fide one. They need a dominant guy. So they're taking Emeka Egbuka at 23. 24, the Vikings are now taking Nick Emanwari, safety out of South Carolina. They just lost Cam Bynum. Was he the safety?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They just lost Cam Bynum. They need another safety. Nick Emanwari, huge frame, big potential, great combine. 25, the Texans are taking Josh Simmons, who I believe would have been probably the best tackle in this class had he not torn his patellar tendon.
Over Will Campbell?
Yeah.
Dang.
Josh Simmons is good. I would not be pissed if we took Josh Simmons at 10.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, they need offensive line help right now so badly. Yeah. I mean, they traded Laramie Tunsil
and Kenyon Green.
Who,
I mean, he's a starter.
Yeah.
Was their starters.
Yeah. But, I mean, anyways, Texans need help. Josh Simmons will hopefully be a new cornerstone for them on that offensive line. Mm-hmm. Rams take Jihad Campbell. He is, I think he's the only middle linebacker who we have taken in the first round. They just need linebacker help. They just lost Roseboom, I believe. Was he on the Rams before?
I'm sorry, I zoned out. Roseboom on the Ravens? No. The Rams. Yes. They did just lose Roseboom.
Yeah. So they lost one of their starting middle linebackers. So they attempt a replacement in Jihad Campbell. 27, we have the Ravens taking Jahdae Barron, corner out of Texas. They just need corner help. Obvious pick here. Lions take a big guy at Nick Scourton at 28. They need help on that edge. Aiden Hutchins can only be so good and only be so dominant. I think they also need another bookend for him.
Yeah.
Commanders take Gray Zabel. I love Gray Zabel. He's an amazing prospect. He's played almost every position on that offensive line at North Dakota State.
And a great Senior Bowl.
Yeah, he hit an amazing Senior Bowl. He was locking down all the top D
Mike
tackles.
Green.
Mike Green.
Yeah.
He was just no one could get past him. So I think the Commanders get a steal here with Gray Zabel at 29. 30. The Bills take Walter Nolan, D tackle Ole Miss. They just need help on that defensive line. They just cut Von Miller. The only other guy on that D line really is what's his name? I'm blanking.
Greg Rousseau?
Oh no, no, I forgot about Greg Rousseau. He's good. The D tackle on the Bills. A moment, please. Ed Oliver.
Oh yeah. Bro.
Oh, I guess they just signed Joey Bosa too.
They did just get Joey Bosa.
Yeah, but I don't know. I wouldn't put a whole lot of faith in him to stay healthy. 31, the Chiefs take Donovan Jackson. They just lost Joe Thuney to us. So, they draft a fairly good, fairly solidified guard from Ohio State at 31. And then 32, I have the Eagles taking Mike Green, the phenomenal edge rusher out of Marshall. I think you guys get an absolute steal here all the way at the end of the first round with Mike Green. I mean, did he lead all of college football in sacks?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, 17 sacks, 38 solo tackles. I love Mike Green. He's a very, very good prospect. And I think he would be a good replacement for Josh Sweat. So,
I don't disagree with that one. I think that Mike Green is very, very good, but I would just rather see the defensive tackle be taken here or the safety, because I think those are the biggest two needs we have. And my next pick, if you're done, if you're wrapping up.
Yeah, I'm done. I just don't see. I see what you're saying. I just don't see a safety. I'd take at 32 here.
And the hope is that either Malachi Starks or Nick Emanwari, fall at some point.
Yeah.
But I think that going edge, when we could definitely get an edge at the end of the next round.
Yeah.
I think that that would probably be the move. And the guy I really want the Eagles to take is Kenneth Grant, who I have the Browns taking at 33. I like Kenneth Grant a lot. He is explosive. He has great hands. I really really like Kenneth Grant, and I think pairing him up with Abdul Carter and Myles Garrett will really transform this Browns team.
Oh, Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
You mean Jalen Carter?
No, I'm talking about the.
Oh my God! I thought you were talking about the Eagles.
No, I'm talking about the
Pairing him
Browns.
up.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yes.
Kenneth Grant, Abdul Carter, and Myles Garrett. You were living in the good world where the Eagles did trade
Yeah.
for Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
No, but I'm talking. Yeah, the Browns. I think that Kenneth Grant might be the best defensive tackle in this class. Like in this class, I really like him. I really like Walter. I really like Derek Harmon. I like Walter Nolan too. I wasn't very high on him, and I've kind of changed my mind a little bit. But
Mason Graham is so good.
oh my gosh, I totally forgot about Mason Graham. Yeah, but so those top 5 guys, I'm not even. They're out.
Yeah.
They're out. They're out. I think that Kenneth Grant is probably the second best. I really like Kenneth Grant.
I like Kenneth Grant a lot too. I would say him and Walter Nolan are very much competing for that second spot.
And I really want the Eagles to take Kenneth Grant. But I have the Browns taking him, and I think that trio on the line is extremely scary.
Mhm.
And for a Browns team that is so desperate to win, that could actually spark some wins there.
Yeah.
That 34, I got the Giants taking Colston Loveland. 35, I have the Titans taking Donovan Ezaraku.
I like him a lot.
I really like him a lot. He's a great edge. I think that, I think that the defense is just such a good draft. Like, it's so deep at almost all the positions besides, like, corner, that a lot of the teams are going to go very defensive. It's going to be very different than last year. It's going to be almost the opposite.
I think outside of Abdul Carter, Donovan Ezaraku is the most well-rounded edge in this class. I think he's just the full package.
He's playing in the ACC, so he's not playing like the best teams.
Yeah, but he's also not playing scrubs.
He's not. Yeah, he's also not playing scrubs. Like, he still played Miami.
Yep.
Or he's in that division. He's playing Clemson. He's playing some solid teams. So, and then I got the Jags taking Benjamin Morrison, cornerback out of Notre Dame. I think this is a steal. I think he might not fall this far, and they have like one of the lowest turnover rates in all of football. And with how bad or how middle of the pack their line played last year, even worse than middle of the pack last year, they're definitely going to need to be able to generate some turnovers. And I think that getting a good corner here in Benjamin Morrison is going to be really helpful. And then here's where I have the Raiders taking a wide receiver and really helping Geno and taking Luther Burden. Now, had a down year last year, but you know that the production is there. You know that the ability is there from his 2023 campaign. And 2023, yes. Sorry. 2023 campaign. And I think that this makes it so this Raiders team is looking a little more well-rounded, and it could be one of the teams that is maybe a shocking, edge of the playoffs or even making the playoffs. So I really like Luther Burden at 37. Then at 30, I have the Patriots taking Omarion Hampton, increasing the value in that running back room is really important. I think that they can get a wide receiver somewhere else, and I think I have them taking a wide receiver in the next round. So I think that getting a running back here, especially in Omarion Hampton, really great. Probably one of the top 5 running backs in this class. I would be very excited if.
I think Omarion Hampton's too. I think he's next to Jen.
I love Bashal Tutin.
I mean,
so I love Bashal Tutin. I can't do that to my boy. I can't wait till like Bashal Tutin is like the greatest running back of all time.
Yeah, right.
And then he goes on a podcast, just like LeBron, and he's like, "Man, that guy acting like my best friend." Did you see all that with LeBron and
I know they're beating right now.
Windhorst? No, not Stephen A. Smith. Peter Windhorst, I think is his name. He went to the same high school as LeBron, and like he's always like super buddy with him on like not when they're in real life, and he like brought up like, "Man, I don't know you, I don't care about you." If Bashal never did that to me, I'd cry. Anyways, but I really like Omarion Hampton. I think that the Patriots are definitely going to want to beef up this run game. I mean, a strong run game and good tight ends are a rookie quarterback's, or at least a young quarterback's best friend.
Yeah.
So I think that improving that running back room, especially with Ramondre getting benched and then unbenched, and it just doesn't look good. I think a running back is a great pick here. And then I got the Bears taking Landon Jackson with their first second-round pick. You
Via
mentioned
Carolina.
on the, huh?
Via Carolina.
Yeah, via Carolina, and I you mentioned on the way over here. I think Landon Jackson had a great combine. He is bald, which is kind of the negative.
Yeah, I mean he's not just like bald. He is like bald as shit. Like he doesn't even have eyebrows.
Is it like a medical condition? Because if it's a medical condition, I take back he's beautifully bald.
Landon Jackson, why bald?
If it's a choice,
It's just alopecia.
oh, okay. Well, then he's beautifully bald.
Yeah, but that's what like
I just
Jada Pinkett Smith has, so no good.
Oh, okay. I like Landon Jackson though. He has all the tools there. He's big. He's physical. I like him a lot. I think
He's
he
the
would be
typical like prototype Dennis Allen defensive end.
yeah, and I think that he would be a really great fit in Chicago. And then I got the Saints taking Carson Schweizinger. I don't know how
Schwesinger.
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 Half these players
There's
like
some weird names in this draft.
yeah, there are some weird names. Like I read through them and I'm like
Princely Umanmielen. He's coming up later for me.
yeah, thank God. Honestly, I'm pretty sure I didn't pick him because I was like, I don't want to say his name. No, I'm just kidding. And then at 41, I had the Bears obviously up again. I have them taking T.J. Sanders, who I love. I love this guy out of South Carolina. He's very good. Like I think he could really be the final piece to that defense. And I mean, along with Landon Jackson, obviously, in being able to apply pressure, which was one of the things that you guys struggled with last year.
Our run defense was not good either.
That's what I'm about to say. Is your run defense is also not very good, and it was very similar. Like teams could just run it every down against you and be able to make it down and score. And so I think that T.J. Sanders is going to be really effective in that. He's great block shedding. He's very strong. I like T.J. Sanders a lot.
Yeah.
And then we'll go a little bit rapid fire for a second. I got
29 solo tackles as a D tackle. That's pretty good.
And at 42, all right.
Quick little studio break.
All right, yeah. Memory card filled up.
Anyways,
where were we?
Harold Fannin Jr.
Harold Fannin. Yeah, he's the second tight end we got coming off the board. I got him going 42. The third?
Yeah, we have Colston Loveland going to the Giants and Tyler Warren to the Colts.
Where's Colston Loveland to the Giants? Oh, yes, I see it. Sorry. I don't even think I talked about that. I think I skipped right over it. But anyways, I got Harold.
Short Giants need a tight end. Colston Loveland.
Yeah,
bang.
it's pretty simple. But yeah, Harold Fannin to the Jets. I really like Harold Fannin. He's pretty athletic, a lot of production. And I like the fit for the Jets. They got Garrett Wilson, so I'm not really worried about the wide receiver spot. They lost Tyler Conklin.
I was just about to say, I saw Tyler Conklin. So
let's go ahead and get a tight end. And then I don't think we need to talk about any more. I'll go through them, but I'm not really going to talk a lot about them. 49ers taking Wyatt Milam out of West Virginia. Just beefing up that O-line.
Yep.
Cowboys finally taking running back with Quinshon Judkins, who I believe is the better out of the Ohio State running back duo.
I agree.
And I think that he just seems to fit with the Cowboys, and I think that they'll go out and get a running back here. Then Deion Walker for the Colts at 45, defensive tackle out of Kentucky. Need to beef up that line real bad, and especially with them capitalizing free agency in the secondary. They got to focus on the line. Then Xavier Watts, a guy I really want the Eagles to take, goes to the Falcons at 46. Trey Harris, wide receiver. Cardinals finally get some more help for Kyler Murray at 47. And at 48, we got
Ariante Irsay.
Ariante Irsay, tackle out of Minnesota for the Dolphins. Their line is kind of, besides the Tua injury, their line is what sold them last year. So I think that they capitalized there.
All right, 49. Bengals again. I got him taking Trey Amos, corner out of Ole Miss. Just addressing that defense again. When your best corner is Cam Taylor-Britt, you have a problem.
Yeah.
50. The Seahawks are taking Cameron Williams, I apologize, out of Texas. just beefing up the O-line. Again, like we said, like we've mentioned endlessly before, that Seahawks O-line is terrible.
Yeah.
The Broncos now at 51 take Caleb Johnson, running back I really like out of Iowa. I think if we don't go line, either offensive or defensive, with those first 2 second-round picks, I could see us taking Caleb Johnson. I really like him. 52, we have the Seahawks again. That was a trade. That was the Geno trade, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. It was the DK trade.
Oh.
While they have 52. JT Tuimoloau out of Ohio State. They could just use another edge player. 53, we have another edge rusher, Princely Umanmielen out of Ole Miss. I really like this guy. I wouldn't be angry if we took him. He's just big dude, got a motor. He's really good. He's put on good tape. They need help at edge. So 54, Packers are taking Josh Connerly Jr., tackle out of Oregon. No, not a flashy pick, but who says no to beefing up an O-line?
Yeah.
And then the Chargers take Marcus Mbao, offensive tackle. It has him listed as offensive tackle, but I have seen other places list him as guard. So,
I was literally about to say, because I feel like the Chargers tackles aren't.
Yeah, their
that
tackles
good.
are pretty
So
good.
like Rashawn Slater
Yeah.
and
So I've seen him listed as guard places. So I'm taking him here as a guard.
Joe Alt.
Yeah. They don't need a tackle. So I'm taking him here as a guard.
Mm.
I just think, getting Justin Herbert's, a solidified good O-line that there are no cracks or seams, I think that's going to help him majorly. Bills take Azariah Thomas, corner out of Florida State. Again, just addressing that defense. Think they could use the help. 57, the Panthers take Isaiah Bond, wide receiver out of Texas. I just think,
That's an odd pick to me.
You think so?
I really think they're coming off a historically bad defense. I don't even think they look at offense for this, unless like Travis Hunter falls to 8, or like I just don't even think they look offense for the first 3 rounds, or at least the first 2.
I just think they want to get. I just think they get a weapon here to help Bryce Young develop. I mean, he was looking so good at the end of the year.
Yeah, with the weapons he had.
I know. Now get him Isaiah Bond.
And he probably would have won some games if his defense was better. I don't know. I don't think that Isaiah Bond's a bad pick, but I think that like the guys you have right after him, like Darius Alexander or Maxwell Harrison, like I think that even getting anyone else, or like even if we look into later into the 3rd round, like Alfred Collins, Kyle Kennard, which I have them taking later, but I think that there's the defense is definitely got to be the idea. But Isaiah Bond isn't a bad pick. I like Bond.
I have him going receiver here. I mean, we'll see on draft night. Well, draft night number 2. 58, the Texans go Tate Ratledge, guard out of Georgia. Again, just beefing up the O-line. 59, I have the Ravens taking Braden Swinson, the edge out of LSU. Edge rush is a place they could get some help at. I like Justin Matabike, or Anandi Matabike, whatever his name. I like Matabike, but they need some help on that D-line. So Braden Swinson. 60, I have the Lions going Jonas Savaiinaea, OT out of Arizona. Their offensive line is definitely not an issue, but it's old. Like, there's some really old guys on that O-line. And I don't think it'd be a bad idea to get a nice guy like Jonas Savaiinaea to sit behind these vets for a year or 2 and just develop into another star tackle to pair up alongside Penei Sewell, or even kick him inside to guard. There's no problem with that. 61, I have the Commanders taking Maxwell Hairston, corner out of Kentucky. I just don't feel like that Marshawn Lattimore trade panned out very well.
No,
like he didn't play well at all. It was very fun watching him get dusted, and then
he's just AJ Brown's little son. Like,
yeah,
there's just
and Mike Evans.
Yeah.
So I have him going Maxwell Hairston. He had a really good combine. He really improved his draft stock, so I'm going here at 61. 62, I have the Bills going wide receiver out of Stanford, Elek Ayamanor. Ayamanor. Um, I think they could use the wide receiver help. I do like Keon Coleman. I like Khalil Shakir, but what's better than 2? 3. So we go Elek Ayamanor here. Okay, so this was a mispick.
Yeah.
So I accidentally fat fingered Jackson Dart for the Chiefs. That should be going to, who do we have
The
that?
Browns, you have them at 67. 67 and 63 are essentially
Yeah.
switched.
So 67 and 63 are switched.
And we had already restarted the draft like 3 times because
Yeah.
of similar mistakes, and it was just like, all right, we're not.
Yeah.
We'll just fix it later.
So on paper it says Jackson Dart. In real life, the Chiefs are taking Emory Jones, tackle out of LSU at 63. Jawan Taylor sucks. So I'm getting a replacement. And at 64, I have the Eagles taking Darius Alexander, D tackle out of Toledo.
I like him. We were watching his film yesterday, and
Yeah, I feel like he's a name who's come out of nowhere, and that's why we were watching his film. I was like, I've never seen this guy before.
well, I was gonna say we were watching his highlights, but we actually did watch his like full game tape against Ohio State, and I like him. He seems good for where he's going, and I
Yeah.
think that if we don't go D tackle in the first round, this is a solid place to get another solid guy.
Yeah.
And then now we're moving into the third round. The final round that we did for our mock draft, I think that
This is going to be a little longer because of compensatory pick.
yeah, just a little bit. And I'm honestly not going to talk. I mean, it's going to be on the screen, so I'm not going to talk about every pick. But
Yeah.
I think that this is where the Giants at 65 take their QB, Jalen Milroe. And I think that if they go like, okay, let's see if Shedeur falls, and he doesn't, you still got Jalen Milroe, who's I feel like the 3, right? Or is it Jackson Dart? Because I like Jalen Milroe more than I like Jackson Dart. He had a better combine, and
I think Milroe and Dart are like 3A, 3B. I think it goes Cam Ward, big gap, Shedeur Sanders, Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe. It really just I feel like it depends on the scheme you run as a team.
mm-hmm.
Like if you want, not that I've watched a whole lot of Jackson Dart or Jalen Milroe tape, but I feel like if you want just a gunslinger, Jalen Milroe. If you want a guy who's able to mobilize in the pocket pretty well, Jalen Milroe.
To me, I just think that this is where if they get their quarterback, it's the best value. And you had already taken Jackson Dart for the Chiefs anyway, so
yeah.
But I think that this is where the Giants kind of make the push for the future, and I think that you're in the third round. Let's take a quarterback with a shot. It's not like he does not have a shot. Let's take a quarterback, see what we see from him in camp and all year. I don't even think that we come out of this saying that he's going to start. I think that the GM has got to come out and be like, we're sitting him.
Yeah.
Because fans being impatient and coaches being impatient is what normally ruins this like bridge QB thing. And I think that this is where they go and go ahead and get it at 65. 66, I got Alfred Collins for the Chiefs. I like Alfred Collins a lot, and I think
I really like him.
Yeah, and I think that they just lost not Trezon Newton. What is his name?
Oh, Charles Omenihu?
No,
he re-signed with them.
No, who was that guy's name?
1 second. Jerry Tillery?
No, they lost him. Oh my gosh. I cannot remember his name for the life of me.
You keep talking about the pick, I'll find out.
Anyways, they just lost a D tackle who just played the Super Bowl, had a pretty decent game. I think they beef it up here with Alfred Collins. And then the next big pick I have is finally the Patriots taking a receiver in Xavier Restrepo. I love Restrepo. He is so good. He is a beast in NCAA. But He's also just good in real life. I really like him, and I think he provides a lot of juice, and I think that he could be a really helpful weapon to Drake May. And then the next receiver that I really, really like, who I have going to the Saints, Jalen Noel. Steve Smith has been talking about him a lot and saying that he's one of the best receivers in this draft. I believe it's Jalen Noel. Jalen. Yeah. And Steve Smith has been working as a scout for a little bit, and I really trust him. I think that if he sees something special there, I agree.
Tershawn Wharton.
Tershawn Wharton, that's who it. Yeah,
He signed with the Panthers.
Yeah, they just lost him. He signed with the Panthers. Anyways, Jalen Noel, I really like for the Saints, and I think that their wide receiver room is so empty that whoever's playing quarterback for him will.
I mean, literally and metaphorically, they're always in the hospital.
Yeah, like literally. So, and then the last guy, I really actually I want to talk about two guys. One, I have Bayshaw Tootin to the Bears. Look, if you're not getting a running back in the first 2 rounds, go get Bayshaw.
I sent you that PFF.
Yeah, if you don't get
PFF chat, it was like a day 1 versus a day 3 pick,
Yeah.
and it was, the Bears take Genty at 10, or we take Bayshaw Tootin on day 3. So.
And it's not just like I like Virginia Tech and that's why I like him. He's
good.
He's
good.
He's just like impossible to take down sometimes, and he's so fast. And I think he'd be a great fit for the Bears, and it would give me a reason to watch Bears football. Besides,
being
around it,
there's not many reasons. Right now.
And then the last guy I want to take is another wide receiver. 78. We got the Cardinals taking Torrey Horton. I like Torrey Horton a lot. I think that he's gonna be productive on any team he goes to, and
you mean James
I'm just
Higgins?
excited to see who he takes. No, I had Torrey Horton going to the Cardinals.
How'd you get all the way down to the?
I'm not gonna talk about every pick. I already skipped some.
Oh.
Yeah, I skipped like Mason Taylor and stuff like that. But yeah, I really like Torrey Horton a lot, and I think that he's gonna be a great pick. And the Cardinals double dip a little bit on receiver. And I'll go ahead and throw it over to you. I think.
Okay.
I don't really have any huge things to say about any of these other guys.
All right, rapid fire with little commentary. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. 84. Buccaneers take Shamar Turner, D tackle. 85. Broncos take Ashton Gillette. Edge out of Louisville. By the way, one of the ugliest people I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my goodness.
86. Chargers. Jalen Royals, wide receiver, Utah State. 87. Jared Ivey goes to the Packers. Edge out of Ole Miss. 88. Panthers take. Jaguars take Travion Henderson, running back, Ohio State. 89. Texans take Tez Johnson, wide receiver, Oregon. 90. Rams take Elijah Arroyo, tight end out of Miami. 91. Ravens take Lathan Ransom, safety, Ohio State.
Slow it down a lot. You said rapid fire, and now we're just like.
Oh, sorry. 92. Seahawks take Gunnar Helm, tight end out of Texas. 93. Saints take Josiah Stewart, edge out of Michigan. 94. Browns take Jack Beck, wide receiver, TCU. 95. Kansas City Chiefs take DJ Giddens, running back, Kansas State. 96. Eagles, Terrence Ferguson, tight end out of Oregon.
No, stop. This is a terrible pick. I hate this pick so much. I was waiting for you to get this.
You were walking. I was showing you my last round, and you were like, Terrence Ferguson, really? I was like, he's a good tight end. You were like, not Terrence Ferguson.
Not Terrence Ferguson. Can we take anyone but Terrence Ferguson? I don't have anything bad against him, but it's like, if we don't take Harold Fannin or Holston Loveland, like, can we please just please do anything? Can we get an edge rusher in the 3rd round? Like,
Antoine Power Island would still be on the board.
APR would still technically be on the board, but even like we need a corner too. Like really, like we're not. I don't know. I just don't think tight ends.
Hey, come on.
It's your side.
I gave you Mike Green.
Yeah, but I want it. There's just a certain way I want it done. It's okay. It's okay.
All right, the last 6 picks. 97, Vikings take Cam Scattaboo, running back, Arizona State. 98, the Dolphins take Joshua Farmer, D lineman out of Florida State. 99, the Giants take Holland Pierce, offensive tackle out of Rutgers. 49ers at 100 take Billy Bowman, safety from Oklahoma.
Like him a lot.
You like him a lot.
The Eagles should take at 96.
101.
Swap.
101, the Rams take Quinn Ewers, QB out of Texas, get their future replacement for Matt Stafford. And 102, Lions take Dorian Strong,
That's
corner out of
also a
Virginia
terrible
Tech.
pick.
You don't like Quinn Ewers?
No, Dorian Strong.
Oh.
I really think he should go like 6th round. He had a
Well,
really.
I guess you've watched him, so
He's
you
not
would
bad.
know.
Like he's not bad in college, but he had such a bad combine, and like he was noticeably slower in every drill. Like not just like slower as in speed, but like his hips were so much more stagnant than everyone else. His hands were not very good.
Well, then that would be great for the Lions to take him because
Yeah, well, yeah.
It would
I feel like you're
suck
just
the-
preying on his downfall or on the Lions' downfall. I don't know.
I haven't
Strong-
taken some good guys.
Dorian Strong has some sort of potential, but I don't know. If I'm going a receiver here for the Lions.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
Well,
Actually, I think they should probably go running back here.
running back. I mean, yeah. They just might as well just have like the triple
I
backfield,
mean, yeah, they could run a sniper formation. Is that what that is? Where you have
the triple option. They can run the triple option. Just have Gibbs take the snap,
right?
and then you got David Montgomery, and then you got like
I don't know, maybe Bayshall too. And if he were to fall,
yeah, but he won't. He won't.
he won't.
Yeah,
He'll probably go first round actually.
Who did you have? Where's the other Ohio State running back?
Travion Henderson going
Oh, to the Jags.
Jags, yeah.
Okay, maybe he falls, and they.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they need a new running back. Travis Etienne was dog shit.
Yeah, but I think that was also the line was so terrible.
I don't know.
Well, that was our full 3-round mock.
draft.
I mean, Ewan had a lot to say, so we're already over.
Oh, okay.
had
my
so much-
bad.
So much time, so much to say on those last like 20 picks. so much. Time flies.
We're just having a blast here. That's what it is.
I don't know. This is fun, but
Yeah.
to me, it's like it's so hard to do this collectively because I was like, I'm like in my mind, I'm like, okay, I have a plan going in, and then I take somebody, and then
I know that's
Yeah.
the whole thing with like that sucked about. I didn't mind, but going like second of in each round, I was like, shit. I wanted, I had this guy in mind for that team, but
yeah,
that's
well,
how the draft's gonna be.
but then like
So-
even when like teams are flip flopped, like if I'm picking,
Oh, yeah.
like if for some reason they're later in a round than the other time, I'm like,
There's also a lot of times
Great.
where I'm doing these and I'm like, how the hell does this team have this pick? And then I have to like, it just
Yeah.
bugs me so much. I have to go back and figure out like why the Chiefs have the second pick in the third round. Oh, it was for the trade for the corner. What was his name? Damn.
bro, what are you yapping about right now? Why does it matter? Yeah, they just have that pick.
It just bugs me. I'm like, why the hell do the Chiefs have 66?
Nah, they have it. They have. That's just why.
Yeah, and it's from the trade. It's for the
I don't know.
I'm finding it right now.
I think it would be a lot of fun. I think once you get past the third round, it's like there's
L'Jarius Sneed.
they got it from the Titans.
Yeah.
It's just like once you get past the third round, it's like there's no possible way to know all of these prospects. So it's like, all right, well,
I feel like that would be the worst part about being a GM is like scout time. Like,
well, no,
pre-
for like a GM that like, you're gonna
I
look
guess-
at certain guys. You're
yeah,
gonna
that's
be like,
true.
okay,
Everything
Us,
past the
it's
third
like-
round goes to the interns.
yeah. But like for us, it's like we don't have time to. We got.
Oh my
we got
God, yeah.
School and work and so like I just like I'm like I get to like the fourth round. I'm like I've heard this guy's name once. He's great. Like at least my picks I've watched a decent amount.
Danny
most of
Stutzman, I know that name.
Yes, John Hamm, cousin of John Pork.
The actor.
Yeah, it's actually yeah, John Hamm. How do you think John Hamm felt when John Pork died?
Dude, probably terrible. That was like again his cousin. That was
Is
his
that why he
cousin.
made the Purple Crayon, Harold and the Purple Crayon? Was that a tribute movie?
What are we even talking about?
This is like, do you remember that podcast like clip where it was like the guys talking about Plants vs Zombies?
Oh
He's-
yeah, I
he's
love that
like-
podcast.
he's like-
clip. I love that.
Look, it's a pea shooter or something like that. What is that?
I don't. But he was like, look at this pea shooter. Anyway, and then he just pivots to completely different
Pea shoot. Okay, maybe I don't look up pea shooter on YouTube. Pea shooter
podcast brain.
The Pea Shooter podcast. Oh hell no. Oh here. So the Pea Shooter has many forms, but here, John Pork.
Here, look, John Pork is calling my phone.
What?
What?
Uh,
We should just turn this into a brain rot podcast. I don't think we should do football.
honestly, unironically, that would be harder. That would be harder.
So much harder.
I think, like Clax, like, I don't even know where he gets his ideas. Like, it's like, what dark corner of your brain are you like really tapped into? Just like, and then he uploads it, and then like every now and then you'll see a video with him like doing it with his kids, and you're like,
He makes the TikToks with his kids. I love the videos of like fan interactions where he just stays in character. It's just like, or it's not a character, I guess.
I don't think it is.
No.
I don't think it is.
That's just he's the inventor of brain rot.
All right, well, I think that come draft time, it's about draft time. Free agency's pretty much died down. I think for the next little bit, I have two ideas. Either we can just keep talking about like each week we could bring like one or two prospects and like talk about them.
Mhm.
Like some
Like a
guy.
draft analysis.
Yeah, like a decently in-depth one.
Mhm.
And then my other idea is we could go through the divisions and talk about like our pre-draft division rankings.
I like
We
that.
could do like AFC South one episode, and then talk about like who we think's gonna win, and you know what we think the records are gonna look like, because the schedules are all out and stuff like that. I think those are the two ideas I have. I'm kind of still deciding. I think I have. So I had 11 episodes going into this year.
Mhm.
So I need to do 10. For credit. So I think we're gonna get to 21, and then it'll probably be about like finals time, so we won't upload it at all.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, we can do a post draft one too, and see how bad our
yeah, that'll probably be the last.
Yeah.
Be the last one. And then maybe we set some parlays on the draft. Shit. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. First mock draft. Still getting the hang of all that stuff. I'm intrigued to go back, and I wish there was a platform that you could literally, like make a pick and then write up something and then continue going.
Yeah.
But I don't think that there is. I might look into that, because that's the main thing is like we picked these like 5 days ago, and then over the course of these 5 days, I slowly am like going through and like being like, okay, this guy, and like, you know, kind of lose some of the thoughts that I have when drafting.
Does PFF do that? PFF do that.
I don't know.
Enter draft. Let's see. Let's see. Start draft. So if I make a pick, I can't. Oh yeah, I can't. Oh,
Yeah,
that's stupid.
it is stupid. But
How does Adam Schefter do it?
how does he do it? But yeah, thank you for watching or listening. Probably have a few videos up in the next few days, like TikToks or YouTube Shorts. But talking about some random stuff. I like Jay Higgins, I think is his name, is a linebacker at Iowa. Who I kind of want to do a little video on him, talking about him. But
I like Danny Stutzman.
Okay, yeah, I'll check him out. I'll have to look into him. You want to do a video for the Instagram?
Sure. I'm doing a video, or you're doing a video about Danny?
You.
Oh.
Do you want to do one? That's what I was asking you.
Maybe.
This is why I have people on the podcast. Then I just make them do the work for me. Hey, you want to go on the podcast and do a mock draft for me? No, I'm just kidding.
I'll provide commentary.
I'll sit there. I'll sit there and tell you if you're wrong.
No, that pick sucked, man.
Nah, well, I told you that with the Eagles.
Yeah.
Never show me Terrence Ferguson to the Eagles ever again.
You guys are gonna take Terrence Ferguson, and like, you're gonna like have to do a lap around campus or something.
We're not gonna take it. I don't even think we're gonna end up trading Goddard. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know.
Thank you for listening and watching for like the third time. See you guys next week.
Bye, Dad.
This podcast is produced by Student Media. Student Media is a student organization at the University of Evansville. Student Media produces the Crescent magazine published online and in print 3 times a semester. Student Media produces several podcasts and utilizes design, photography, video, and sound towards experimental and academic learning in journalistic endeavors and engaging storytelling. Student Media elevates the voice of the student body and connects the campus and community to important information and points of view.